Hi guys, my name is Geier of Mint and Rare in Vienna and co-founder of Wetzlar Camera Auctions. Welcome to this new video. Today we will go through a list of 20 life hacks we found on the World Wide Web. If you're interested in cameras, acquiring cameras, checking out cameras, I'll give my personal opinion on those 20 life hacks and shed some light maybe from my point of view on what you can do if you're going to find a camera on a flea market, in an attic or in a shop. Let's dive right into this. So the first one is test the shutter with a smartphone flashlight. Use a flashlight behind the shutter to check if it's working properly. First of all, just a flashlight or a LED light from a phone won't tell you if it's working properly. You can do that if you can open the film back on a camera like that and check for the fastest shutter speed, like a thousandth of a second. Hold the light against the back and then you can see if the shutter opens, but if it's correctly working you can't see just with a smartphone flashlight. But it's a good indication if it's opening. There is a reasonable chance it will work or it's close to working perfectly. The second one is restore leather cases with shoe polish and revive old leather camera cases with a matching color shoe polish. Yes and no, please. If it's quite a valuable case for like a MP, for example, please don't. Just leave it as it is. It's perfectly fine and don't use any kind of shoe polish. It might look good in the first place. If you're going to use it and wear it around your neck or your shoulder, you might leave some color on your shirt or jacket or whatever, and I really don't like to refurbish stuff. If it's a user camera for Vito or whatever, if it's for your own pleasure, please do so. Let it dry for some days, weeks, whatever. Don't use it instantly because it will leave marks, but apart from that, don't over polish something. Just my personal opinion. The third one is fix sticky aperture plates with rubbing alcohol. Clean sticky plates with isopropyl alcohol and a cotton swab. Nice idea. Biggest problem or issue might be to open the lens and then take the aperture plates out, clean them and then put it back together. The first part might be simple, I've tried that myself, but putting it back together is something completely different in my opinion. If you're experienced, perfectly fine. If you want to start, try it out with a very reasonable product. Might be a defective one which you try to put back to a working condition. That's fine. Don't start with an expensive lens. That's all I can say. And if you're stuck, leave it to the professional camera service. DIY light seal replacement. Replace old foam seals with black yarn or self-adhesive craft foam. You can do that for quite simple cameras as SLRs. You can clean the areas where the light seals have been. Also the mirror bumper might need a replacement here. If you're experienced, please do so. There is not much harm you can do to a camera. Again, start with something reasonable. Try cleaning out the old foam. Might be the most difficult part of that. You can cut those foam seals again into the matching form of the camera needed, or you can even buy, for some cameras you can buy kits and install them, so that's quite an easy job you can do. Check serial numbers for rare models, or look up serial numbers online to identify rare or valuable cameras. Good starting point. Not all lists are 100% correct. If you find cameras with serial numbers close to that you're checking and it's from a special production or a limited production, there is a good chance yours is fine as well. Please check with a professional if you're not sure, but in general checking a serial number does often not mean a lot, unfortunately. Unstick jammed film advance levers. Loosen jammed levers with a drop of lighter fluid on the gears. No, we don't put any fluid somewhere inside without knowing what they're doing. They maybe go into the place first you want them to, but they dry out. A lighter fluid dries within a few minutes or maybe hours or 1 or 2 days, and then the camera is stuck again. So no, we don't do that. Clean cloudy viewfinders with vinegar, if you can smell that. Use vinegar and distilled water on a microfiber cloth to clear foggy viewfinders? You can try. In some cases it works, in some cases it doesn't, but give it a try. Start again with an inexpensive product. In some cases this will work. I heard this will work. We do it in a bit of a different way, but it could work. It could work out. So give it a try. Adapt vintage lenses to modern cameras. Buy adapters to use vintage lenses on modern digital cameras. Absolutely 100%. I would say that today around 80% of all lenses are adapted to new mirrorless digital camera. With 80% of lenses I mean vintage lenses, not new autofocus lenses aren't adapted from Sony to whatever. But like for example this Minolta 58 f1.2 lens is quite often purchased in our shop with an adapter for a Sony A7 or a Nikon Z or a Canon EOS R model. So definitely get your adapters. They're compared to the lenses quite affordable. And you can use a variety of lenses produced from, I would say, the 1920s, 30s onwards now on digital cameras. So a definite yes. Store cameras with silica gel. Prevent mold and fungus by storing cameras with silica gel packets. I would say yes, but please don't leave them for ages in their boxes, maybe sealed in the plastic. It might not damage the cosmetic condition of your camera, which is good for us, but if you want to use it, take them out of the box. Take them out of the leather case, because leather cases tend to leave marks or sometimes some green grease on them. But silica gel for long-term storage is quite a nice idea, and we also use them in shipping. So that's a good idea. Check for hidden compartments. Look for filters, manuals or spare parts in hidden compartments of vintage cameras. I would say not many cameras have hidden compartments, but cases do. Check those cases. If you find cameras or lenses on a flea market, on a camera fair, for example in an outfit case, check those cases. We have found several very interesting things in those cases. We have found valid passports and we returned them. We have found silver, solid silver coins, and we returned them. So check those cases. Sometimes there are quite some interesting things in there. That's quite an interesting one. Use a magnet to identify brass or aluminium. Test materials with a magnet to spot high quality components. Never heard of that. If you are going with a magnet on black paint, brass, lights lens, don't leave any marks. I don't know what this is good for, but yeah, quite interesting, I would say. Remove stuck lens filters with a rubber grip. Yes, you can do so. Use a rubber band, might help. There are also some special tools that fit into or on the outside of the rim, and then you can easily detach stuck filters. So that's a good tip, and they also come in various sizes for the various lenses you've got. Test film loading with expired film. Yes, that's a good one. Practice loading and advancing film with expired rolls before using fresh film. Yes, that's also very good. That's also a technique we use when we buy cameras from our customers. We run a test film through to see if the film advance is working, to see if the rewind system is working, if it has one. On certain cameras we check also instantly when we buy the camera. We check the spacing between the frames, especially on a Pentagon 6 for example. So that's a quite good hack, I would say, which you can use also very easily. That's another interesting one. Rewind film with a bottle cap. I don't know how that works. Use a notched bottle cap and pencil to rewind film on cameras with broken knobs. You maybe can. We use a dark cloth which can be closed, and then you can open the camera inside and you can take out the film and rewind it into its spool. But using a bottle cap might work. Never had that, so could be interesting. Let us know what you think, or if you've done that. Clean cameras with makeup brushes. Use soft makeup brushes to dust off camera lenses and lenses without scratching. For cameras I can say you can use brush. I don't think they have to be makeup brushes, but soft ones are nice to clean the surface of cameras. For the glass itself I would use some dust blower first, not a too strong one, because you're just going to blow the dust into the edges or the surrounding of the lens on the front. Use your breath and a nice cleaning cloth, and it should remove maybe around 96% of all marks or fingerprints on the lens, so that's perfectly fine, I would say. What's that one? Use sunlight to fix radioactive lens yellowing. Place lenses with thorium glass in sunlight to clear yellowing. This we've tried. It works in some cases, in some it doesn't. Also with a UV light lamp, we've tried several things. On a few it did turn out well, but please share your experience, because I'm interested in it as well. There is a Pentax Tacoma 51.4, for example, or a 35f2, or the Pancola 55 f1.4, where I've seen some good results people had. So I'm quite interested. So let us know in the comments what you did to get rid of that yellowing in the glass. Then we've got inspect lens mounts for stuck filters. Check vintage lens mounts for hidden or stuck filters. This can only be the case for mirror reflex lenses, from what I can think of, or telelenses where the filter is inside a slot in the barrel of the lens. Basically, most of them have been interchangeable, or they were intended to be interchangeable. If they're stuck, you can maybe unscrew them again with a rubber band maybe, or those rubber tools I mentioned previously. Check for additional filters in some lens cases. For example, the Minolta mirror lenses have their filters, also the Nikon ones have their filters in a compartment in the lens case, so don't just throw it over the lens case. If it's really used, check for the filters inside them so you don't throw those away. Small life hack here as well, maybe. Lubricate gears with minimal lighter fluid. Again, no, that's even worse, I would say. No. Apply lighter fluid sparingly to loosen stiff or sticky camera gears. Hurts. If you want to try it on inexpensive gear again, please. If you're experienced, yes, the same accounts for the other hack, but please be careful. Spot extra value in lenses. Focus on lens brands like Leica, Zeiss or Voigtländer that may be worth more than the camera body. Check also for accessories. There are small accessories which are worth more than a lens or a camera. In some cases, if you have a finder, a viewfinder, maybe a rare viewfinder for a Leica, maybe can be worth more than that Leica here on that table. Check out the small stuff as well that comes with it, or you maybe think it's just a small accessories, there's not much value into that. So check carefully what you've got. But yes, in general, as lenses can be adapted, as we previously mentioned, high quality lenses, German brand lenses mostly, I would say, but also French like the Ingenieur and British like the Ross and so on, are in those cases much more valuable than the camera they're on. That's very correct. And we've got the 20th life hack. Use old film boxes for storage. I think they mean those plastic boxes for 35mm film. Repurpose vintage film boxes, or those metal cans maybe, which are quite nice. Repurpose vintage film boxes to safely store accessories or small parts. Yes, why not? You can save some screws or little parts in those small boxes. I think it's a little bit it's too much waste in those in today's days for 35mm film to be kept in plastic boxes. My personal opinion. But how should they transport single films? I have no solution to it, but just my thoughts here. But apart from that, yes, you can use them in various ways other than keeping film inside of them. Very interesting list here. I hope there was something in it for you. Please let us know your life hacks maybe. What's your best life hack for cameras or lenses or around photography? Let us know in the comments, please. Please check out our new arrivals section this time. We've got some very nice items. We've got a very clean Linhof Master Technica. We've got some really rare robot cameras if you're a robot collector, and we've got a very interesting Alpha 12 SWA wide angle camera with grips and film back, so that's quite interesting. Please follow us on Instagram. We frequently update the Instagram and Facebook site with exciting new arrivals, interesting and rare cameras and lenses. So if you're into that, please always like, share, comment, follow us on our various channels. Thank you very much for watching and stay healthy. Bye bye.